Hello and welcome to the Nova Show Real Estate Records. I am Tristan Hammett, your host for today's episode, and today we have Darian Taylor. Darian is a top 500 Utah realtor known for his drive, authenticity, and deep connection to the people and communities he serves. Whether he's helping clients in Eagle Mountain, Layton, Saratoga Springs, or Roy, Darian brings unmatched energy, purpose, and heart to the real estate world. He's not just here to close deals, he's building relationships, giving back, and leveling up every day. If you're ready to be inspired by someone who's as real as it gets, this one's for you. Welcome, Darian.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, I don't know you. I read a beautiful article in the Real Producers magazine. And this magazine highlights top agents in Utah. And they're very strict about who gets in the magazines. So I read your article and I'm so touched by it, and I know we'll talk about it today. But first, let's get to know you a little bit and tell us where you're from, and then how did you get into the real estate world?
Totally. So I was born in 1992 in Ogden, Utah. So I grew up in Weber, Davis County area.
Okay.
Love it out there. Actually just barely moved back. So I'm super excited to be back out there.
Really?
I was living in Utah County for the past 10, 15 years.
Oh,
so,
no way.
Yep. Once my wife said, can we move back up north? And I said, absolutely. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah, just barely bought
congrats.
a new house, built a new house and stuff up there. So excited to be back up there. So I guess really, it's going to go get right into it.
Yeah,
essentially.
it is.
So,
Yeah.
my real estate journey, how it began is in 2019, my father committed suicide. Just the nature of, how it goes and how it happens. But just in the condition that my dad's house was in, my childhood house, it just wasn't in great shape for me to sell. So I could have went the direction of selling it to an investor, or, take some pride in what was going on, have some closure with my family. And what I ended up doing is I decided to, flip the house myself. So reason for that, couple things, is I have a little brother that has autism. So I wanted to make sure that we maximize the amount of money to make sure that he had enough to be able to fund his future life as well as mine is. So that's kind of the initial start of it. So I went through, flipped my dad's house. I actually fell in love with the entire process of it. So I loved going out there and meeting contractors and meeting people to come and do the work on the house. And the agent that I ended up using that told me I would be a really good agent after the fact. So I decided to, sell his house. I went and bought my new house and then dived full on into real estate.
So did you get licensed and then sell your dad's house, or after?
Yep.
So the agent that helped you told you should get licensed. So then after the fact, then you bought your own home?
Nope. So the agent helped me sell that house, and then I bought my new house, and then immediately after that, I started real estate school.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, first, I just want to say I'm so sorry to hear about your father. And I know we'll probably talk about it later because you've made a sad, hard thing to go through into a beautiful thing. So we'll get into that. But so you get your real estate license, and then how do things start rolling? Because I also read that you were top 5%. And that wasn't in your bio, but I want to talk about it. So that's pretty huge. And how far into real estate were you at that point?
When I became top 5%,
Yeah.
or I think probably just my last year within real estate.
Okay.
But my first year, so I started in May in 2021. So
Okay.
COVID market, which is, bonkers a little bit. So
Yeah.
coming in and having to write $30,000 offers and then waiving everything was a little crazy for me, just not knowing the business at all.
Yeah.
But that first year within, that first 5 months, I did 11 houses and 7 houses. I did 7 houses my third month in.
That is insane. Okay. So I know you're on a team. Did you join that team immediately?
So that team is actually the team that helped sell my dad's house.
Okay.
So there's some loyalty there because when I was at my lowest point in my life, they had my back, So when I got into real estate, that's the team that I decided to join because I aligned with what they were doing.
Okay. And you're still on that team?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. So you're on this team, and I know the team leads on there. They're awesome.
Yep.
And So you're on this team, and how do you go about getting 11 deals brand new in?
Yeah.
So I know that this team provides leads.
Mm-hmm.
Was it all leads? Was it SOI? Was it?
Mm-hmm. So just about almost instantly, I've always been an SOI business. So I think probably of those 11 deals, I think 2 were a team lead.
Wow.
Everything else was, just kind of just keeping and building relationships over the years and just nurturing those. Just so happens that I'm the age where people are either they either figured it out and they're selling their first house and selling their first and buying their second, or they finally figured it out and decided to buy their first house.
Okay.
So kind of in a sweet spot age, I wasn't too young coming in. I was about 20, 28 when I started. So kind of jumped in at
Friends
a
have
perfect
graduated
time.
college.
Yep.
They're now like in their jobs.
Totally.
And
Totally.
okay.
So a lot of good timing and stuff too. And I consider myself fairly personable, and I'm really open with the struggles that I've been through, and I think people gravitate to that kind of that authenticity that I was providing.
Right. Absolutely. I can feel that too. I told you before we started recording, I'm like, you are just like so calm and I just want to talk to you,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's really cool. Okay. So your SOI deals now, would you say like it was because you had moved from Utah County back to Weber Davis, were your SOIs like reaching out to your SOI in Weber Davis County? Because that's for those that are listening and not from here. I mean, it's pretty far.
Yeah, it's about an hour.
Yeah. So totally different people. It's a long, road to get there. And do you feel like, was it Weber Davis like reaching out to them like, hey, I'm back, and actually I'm a real estate agent now?
Well, not necessarily, because I just barely moved back a month ago, or like 2 months ago.
Oh, 2 months.
Yes. Yeah, so I was living in Eagle Mountain.
I'm sorry.
Area. You're totally good.
Okay.
No, you're totally good. I just barely moved back there 2 months ago.
Gotcha. Okay.
But no, went to high school there. For me, I'm new and I'm hungry. So will I drive, an hour to make 10 grand? Absolutely.
Yeah.
No questions asked. There's not a whole lot of places I wouldn't drive at that point to make money.
Right.
So I think people just like, hey, I just curious, do you service this area? I'm like, yeah, of course, I will take anything at this moment. I'm a brand new agent, so willing to do anything to grow within the 4 major counties, Weber, Davis, Salt Lake, Utah. So I was able to just grind it out and kind of do whatever.
Gotcha. Okay. So was this reaching out to your friends and your family, just letting them know that you're a real estate agent now?
Totally, yeah. So kind of how you structure is the thing called Hello Week. You go. What our requirements are is you need to have a list of 250 SOI before you start. At the time when I was starting, so I went and reached out to every single person. Hey, I just want to let you know I'm really excited. I'm about to become a real estate agent. Can I have your phone number and email, and I can keep you updated with what the market's doing in the future. So for me, I'm just planting the seed right there.
Okay.
And then over the years, you water it. If they have real estate questions, they come to me. I'm also their biggest fan online, so I'm finding ways to water that seed to help that grow. And that's kind of how my SOI started flourishing, is just keeping those relationships and building them.
Okay. Wow. And about how many now are your SOI? I read that it's mainly SOI.
Yeah. I'm like 95% SOI.
Okay.
So I've done about 130 deals in the past 4 years, and most of them are SOI. So.
Okay. Do you feel like are you at the stage that you're getting referrals?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time. So it's
Rad.
great. Yep.
That's where you want to be at, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
No better compliment.
Yeah. And referrals from agents outside the state that kind of know my story and stuff just through connections as well. So that's also awesome too. So.
No way. Mm-hmm. That's cool. Okay. So you do your, the Hello Week, and you have to have 250 contacts.
Mm-hmm. Well, back then it's not as strict as it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to talk about that. How, for a new agent that's wanting to join the team, or let's say somebody new from out of state, and they have no SOI, what happens then?
So, obviously, to be candid, that's where you need to up your skill set, one, and that's where you need to lean on those team leads that are given. So the best thing to do is convert those team leads. Those are now your SOI. And just the service you better provide is better than anything you've ever done. So those people, when they come here, they start talking to people about you. So if you're out of state, it's going to be harder because you're just not from here. So you just have to up your skill set and, lean heavily on the team leads. and just grow.
Okay. Do you guys have your agents sit at open houses? Is that like one of the things that you guys?
Totally. So everyone's like, you know, you want to have your 4 legs of your chair, essentially. Like I've been blessed where I started doing all those things to see what worked, you know, the cold calls, that kind of stuff. But luckily for me, the SOI kind of fell into my lap, and I just tripled down on that.
Okay. Yeah. Cause it's like, I want
Might
more
as
people
well,
to
right?
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah. That's rad. And okay. So what are your 4 legs of chair?
So right now it's I haven't had to do a whole lot anymore,
Okay.
but at the time it was FSBOs, open houses, door knocking, and SOI.
Okay.
Well,
So
so
FSBO.
social media is kind of most of my social media is also SOI, so I kind of loop those together.
Okay.
But that's when I first started.
Okay.
Now social media SOI is really all I have to do.
Okay, cool. So social media, I just think it's a must for
absolutely.
an agent.
It's free.
It's free.
Yeah.
It's a way for you to just stay in front of people, connect with people in a more like authentic way. Now, what is your Instagram or Facebook? Which one are you on?
I'm on both.
On both? Are you on TikTok?
No.
No. Okay. So Facebook and Instagram. Now, what does your content look like?
Yeah. Yep. So my content is really the authentic me. So I talk about my family. I do have a lot of stuff about my family, a lot of my vacations, a lot about, you know, suicide awareness, stuff like that. Just authentically myself. So if I'm having a bad day, there's probably a chance you're going to know about it because I'm going to share something or something about it. Like truly authentically me. You get the good, you get the bad. I'll talk a lot about my dad and the stuff that we went through and growing up, just all those kinds of things that just shows authentically who you are. Like people aren't stupid. They're going to see through the fake. So it's not all real estate. It's not all family. It's not all, you know, partying and having a good time. It's everything included. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what drives you and motivates you to like work?
Yeah.
And do you go into the office every day?
Every day.
Okay.
Yep.
So what motivates you to go into the office every day?
Obviously it's not really motivation. It's, you know, discipline. You know,
Okay.
I'm not motivated to go to the office every day. I'm disciplined to go every day because if I don't go, I mean, first of all, I have cute kids. So if I'm at home, they want dad to play. So it's like a way for me to actually get in and dial in essentially. So office every day is a must for me for sure.
What does your like a typical day look like for you?
Yep. So right now it's summer. So I actually go and try to get the earliest tee time I can. So typically about 6, I'll usually do 9 holes and then get to the office about 8:30 to 9. And then I will kind of, for us, we like to find new business from about 9 to 11 to 12. That's me trying to like nurture or follow ups and stuff like that. In the afternoon, I'm doing the business. So I'm showing houses. I'm going on my listing appointments, all that kind of stuff. I try not to do that stuff in the morning because that's the real money is made during the prospecting.
Absolutely. Okay. So for those that are just wanting to get into real estate and like, tell us about, because there's agents that want to get into FSBOs. So, and there's agents that love FSBOs, but like, what was your experience?
Yeah.
With calling them? And what were you saying?
Totally. So if anyone knows, I mean, Brandon Morenin, he's a FSBO guy out in, I believe it's Wisconsin. He's a great one. Just listen to his YouTubes. He has a free script book.
Oh.
So it was just straight up word for word from there. They have a couple different ways you can do it. You can do it for, you know, just getting into the house, not really having it as a listing appointment, just going and introducing yourself, try to start planting the seed and building a rapport there. And then they also have a script too, where you just go into, hey, if you haven't had any progress on selling your house in the next 30 to 45 days, are you open to sitting down and seeing your other options? So kind of stuff like that. It was okay. You know, like I said, obviously it's not one of my legs anymore. So I was just more successful in another one. So that's why I steered more towards that. But
okay.
if you're a brand new agent, you got to try to see what works.
Yeah, absolutely. There's this guy that's big on like YouTube, but he did like everything before FSBOs and all of it. And he was like, but people just get burnt out on trying things.
Totally.
And then like 90-day cycles, right?
Yep.
And then you get burnt out. You're like, it's not working. And then you stop. And that's like right when
you're about to break through it.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So, well, I'm glad that you're at an SOI and referral business now and that you can just be marketing on social media. So obviously that's one of the ways that you stay in front of your clients. What about what's another way that you stay in front of them? Do you host client events? Are you calling them, texting them?
Totally. Yep. So every quarter they're getting a call or a text from me. Obviously just kind of keeping them updated, let them know, hey, I'm still in real estate. I'm, happy to answer any questions you ever have. Most people I have is in my CRM. So I know exactly what we talked about last time we talked. So I'll have the notes in there. So I'll be like, oh, hey, like your daughter had a birthday 2 months ago. Like, how was it? Like, what'd you guys get? And just kind of stuff. Just continue the relationship building going. You're not going to remember everything that you talked about with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have a CRM, so you can document and then just kind of keep rolling the conversation from there.
Okay. So that's how you're staying from them. Do you have client events?
Yeah, we do them as a team.
Okay.
So
very cool. I just feel like have you found it to be helpful and successful?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So it's kind of nice because just the team that I'm on, we're all very supportive of each other. So when somebody's client comes in and they're like, oh yeah, this is, I'm Darian's client. They'll be like, oh, Darian's such a rock star. So it's like, we all have that with each client. So, somebody has, my friend Jace, somebody has a Jace and I meet him. Oh, dude, you guys are in great hands with Jace. He's awesome. He's an awesome guy. He's an awesome agent. You guys are in good hands. So support each other. Let them know like you made the right choice of your agent. Just kind of the support, the team aspect,
Absolutely. I think that client events are so invaluable, and I really praise the agents that do it. And it's nice when you're on a team and they do it. You know,
absolutely.
Like share the costs. So, what are some events that you've done?
Yep. So every year we do an Easter egg hunt in Bountiful.
Okay.
We do a Halloween event, trunk or treat, and we do like a Santa. So there's I don't remember the store we go to, but there's a store in Bountiful that we go and we rent out, and Santa comes and that stuff. And then every once in a while there's like a movie that we'll put on and stuff.
Okay. Do you guys send out mailers?
Yes.
Yeah. So you are do you have a marketing team that does that for you, or are you doing that?
Yep.
Okay.
We have a marketing team.
Rad. All right. And then what about, do you have a TC?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever done your own transaction?
Yeah, it was awful. I got to stick to what I know, and I know relationships and negotiations and stuff like that. And paperwork side is not my strong suit, so I will let somebody else who knows how to do it better
hire that out happily.
Yes, absolutely.
I'd be in the same shoes. I don't like paperwork.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that's hilarious that you said that. I am such a big advocate of like, if it's not your thing, just like, I feel it's important to know it.
Totally.
Because what happens if something happens and TC's no longer available for whatever reason and you're in the middle of a file. So I think it's helpful to know it, but once you get to the point where it's like, you can hire that out and just use that time for prospecting, right? Or relationship building.
Totally.
So, okay, cool. So over the years, what's like one of the best pieces of advice that you've received?
Yep. So before I was in real estate, I was actually in social work and specifically working with children with autism. So it doesn't really apply to that. So I had some more traumatic kind of stuff happen in 2016. My cousin was murdered.
Oh, geez.
And so the mentor I had when I was working with children with autism kind of sat me down. Like, he's like, obviously, this kind of stuff has sucked for you. The best advice I've ever gotten is you have two options to choose when something bad happens. You can either be bitter about it, or you can use it to help you fuel something and get better. So the bitter better concept essentially for me has been life-changing for me.
Okay. So that was before your father passed away.
Yeah. About 3 years.
Yeah. So I'm sure that helped you apply that in that situation because you did turn that into something. You fueled that.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about that.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So what did you start after your father passed?
So in about last year, it's been in the works for a couple of years of just kind of to fine tune it and stuff like that. But I actually started a nonprofit called Stallion Suicide Support, and it is to directly help families recently affected by suicide. So I am really boots on the ground helping individuals who have had a suicide recently in their family. So I provide financial money to help pay for headstones, pay for funeral costs, help them get back on top if they have bills that are behind, anything that can directly help these families that have been affected by a suicide loss, I give them money for.
Yeah. And what a place for you to come into. How do people find you and find out about your nonprofit?
Yeah, so obviously we're in Utah, and I don't think it's a secret that we do have one of the higher suicide rates in the country. So it's not really hard to find me because there's so many that I get tagged in probably 2 a month right now. So it's people,
just breaks my heart.
yeah, it's really unfortunate that we have to kind of, there's families dealing with this all the time. Just through word of mouth, really, that people know that I'm out there helping people, and I am the only thing that I know of currently that is boots on the ground, actually helping these families when it happens.
Okay. Well, I mean, is this only all your money, or do you raise funds, or like how are you getting funded? Because you can't do that all on your own.
Right. Yep. So a big one is we do events that help raise money. So I have an annual golf tournament. We also put on, I partner with a company that does that are professional arm wrestlers. So we do an arm wrestling event. I actually have an event that's coming up next month that one of my dad's best friends is actually riding a 1-speed bike from the 1960s from the top of Utah, so Portage, all the way down to St. George. So, and then we have companies that are pledging dollar or like a certain amount of money per mile. So it's about a 500-ish mile ride to St. George. So each mile they're pledging a certain amount of money.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah,
and
it's
you
super
can make like a tragedy into something that's pulling the community together and giving back. And it's so unfortunate because it's a sudden loss. And you just know that there was deeper demons, and I'm just so grateful that there's people out there like you that really that know about it and understand it. And well, I mean, to the best of your ability,
Totally.
I'm sure. And then are able to help in those ways, because it's the last thing that people should be thinking about when they've suddenly lost someone.
Right.
So, wow, you have such a beautiful heart. Oh.
Hey, that's what I'm told.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So, well, if we want to like go help out, how do we help out?
Yep. So, stallionsuicidesupport.org. We have a donation page there. You can, obviously you can Instagram me, and I'm happy to have conversations before you decide to donate. Let us know, tell you kind of a little bit about what we do, what events we have. I am totally an open book. You can ask questions. If you have a story to share, I'm all ears. I'll give you anyone my phone number so they can have it, so they can call, talk about any family members that they've, lost or anything like that. I'm just, I'm an open book with all that kind of stuff. So.
Okay. Very cool. Do you mentor? Sorry, now we're like fast forwarding.
You're all good. You're back.
Do you mentor agents on your team like yourself?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it kind of like, I guess seniority does that, or like seasoned agents?
I mean, typically I started mentoring after a year.
Okay.
And I think it was more so because I proved myself. So I think you can start, for us, you can mentor if you prove yourself and if it's something that you actually want to do. So that's kind of where it goes from there.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the market. So we're in July of 2025, and what are you seeing out there with listings?
Listings are starting to sit, a lot of times people are putting their house on the market in the summer to move and stuff before the next school year. And we are seeing a very high influx of houses coming available, which just means mostly that people have many options. And I think there was a little bit of people nervous about what was going on, not real estate related, just economy-wise, country-wise, that kind of put a little bit of a halt on things. But, the biggest thing is if you price a house correctly and you know the market, like things will sell. But if you're not studying and knowing exactly what to do, the conversations you need to have with your clients, to setting expectations, that's where we start getting trouble with houses sitting and not selling.
So what do you tell your sellers like right now?
Yep.
If I wanted to list with you.
Totally. So the biggest thing is, it's not going to be after we're listed, it's going to be during our formal listing appointment. Essentially like, hey, Tristan, like, I just want to keep you aware of what we're seeing in the market. We are, very quickly heading towards a buyer's market. So it is important that we set expectations on what we're going to do to get your house sold. So typically, if we don't have any movement within, if we're not having any showings in, 10 to 14 days, that is the market telling us that we are overpriced. So all this kind of stuff is an expectation and a conversation that we're having during the listing appointment. And it's kind of lets you know if these guys are really serious about selling or if they're kind of fluff. Because if people aren't willing to actually sell their house and work towards getting it sold, unfortunately, I'm not going to be the agent for you to help you sell your house.
Wow.
Because I'm not going to put myself and my standards in not selling the house. You know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah. I'm here to sell a house, not to have it sit.
Yep.
Okay. Which it's so true. I was in Suncrest the other day and I don't know what it was, but there was like every other house was for sale.
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening? Yeah. I think some of it, I was talking about this too. And I think some of it has to do with like, do you think it's the 2-1 buy downs are coming up?
I don't know.
And they can't afford it because
with the rates going up, it could very well could be the case.
Yeah.
There's just so many dynamics that kind of go into it.
Yeah.
So I don't have the pinpoint. Obviously, I'm not on the lending side to be able to qualify and give a good answer on exactly what's like holding people back. But it's just something that we're seeing. I
was just thinking because like, I don't know, last year we were having an issue not seeing enough listings. And we were all saying because a lot of people are in these like low interest rates. But now it's like all these listings. And I just have like, I'm like, it has to be like the 2-1 buy downs are up.
I mean, it could be you are seeing more short sales and stuff like that. And that could very well mean.
Are you seeing more short sales?
We are seeing a little bit more. It could be, the 2-to-1 buy downs are up and now their payments are a lot higher than they were wanting. And now, housing prices are dropping, so they're going to be upside down. So there's a couple factors. There's a factor for everything that if you actually explore it, you can find it. So I think there's probably a good amount of stuff that all kind of contribute into where we're at now.
Okay. Now, what if I wanted to buy right now, and I'm qualified, I'm good to go, like
totally.
So what are you seeing out there?
What am I seeing out there? Obviously, there's a ton of inventory. There's a ton of options. If a house is in really good shape and stuff, it's still going to sell quicker. So it's going to go back to your buyer appointment. You need to sit down with your buyers always, even if it's an SOI, to educate them on the market. Because even though the market is getting slower, and if you tell them ahead of time, the market is slower, you're going to have options. You are, but if you're looking for a really nice house, it's still going to sell quicker than other houses. So you need to educate them on exactly what it takes to win in the market and win in the market with specific types of houses.
Okay. All right. I love that advice. You actually said something that I want to point out. You said, even your SOI. And it's because agents, not everyone, don't come at me, but I had this personally happen to me. Like the agent knew me and just didn't like.
They had it in the bag, so they didn't care to keep you educated on exactly what
so I love that you said that, like even your SOI, like you need to be meeting with them.
You need to probably be better for your SOI than a normal person just because they're the ones that are going to refer you everybody. But it just shows a level of professionalism regardless of the situation.
That they're your friend.
Totally.
Yeah, that's okay. Great advice. Okay. And let's talk about like your balance of family life and how many kids do you have?
I have 2 boys.
2 boys?
Yep.
What are their ages?
7 and 3.
7 and 3. Those are great ages.
Yep.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you.
And so how do you balance like work and dad life?
Totally. I actually try not to work weekends. I try to get everything done during the week. I try to be home by about 5:30 or 6 every day. It's all about how you kind of structure your schedule, and you make time for the things you want to make time for. So I definitely value my family time. So it's in my schedule of this is when I'm home, so I can be like a present father, a present husband. All about scheduling.
Okay, and then so what happens if you have a buyer that wants to go look on the weekend?
Totally.
That's probably the most popular time.
Yeah. Yep. So usually, obviously first case is doing it during the week. If it's
like
during
in the evenings.
Yeah, afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't show in the morning or anything like
Okay.
that. In some cases, you know, I'll have a conversation with my wife if it needs to happen. Then you know, we'll on the weekends I like to do it in the mornings though,
Okay.
just so I can make sure I'm still around for the family in the afternoon. And if we go to Lagoon or kind of, you know, do whatever. If it is the weekends, I'll try to do in the morning.
Okay.
If not, or I have a lot of hungry agents on my team. You know, I can, you know, have them show the houses and I'll pay them, you know, 2-3% of the whatever the commission is or something. So
Okay. Ding, ding, ding. Another awesome reason to be on a team.
leverage.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. Because, yeah, there's a lot of hungry agents that are wanting to work, and that gives them experience too.
Totally.
So cool. Very cool. What's one of the best things that you enjoy about being on a team?
So the big one for me is the accountability. And so I have that with my people that are they're coaches. They coach all across the country. So the biggest one is the accountability. I don't know if I wasn't being held accountable to my standard and to my goals, if I would still really be in real estate. Just they're constantly pushing me to do more and to be better. Stallions, my whole nonprofit, actually came from Spring Benson telling me to do something for the community aside from just being a really good agent. So that came from my team lead.
Yeah. Okay. And you said coaches and mentors. So we know Spring is a coach. And remind me of Jay.
There's Jay Skillis.
No, the other.
Justin Nelson.
Justin.
Yep.
I knew it was a J. Okay. Justin. So I've heard them both speak. They're incredible. And so on the team, is that like a benefit of being on the team? Like you get coaching with them?
Yes.
Or is it extra?
Nope. So on our team, you get coaching specifically with them. There's almost every day at 12 o'clock, they'll do some kind of coaching stuff.
Like a coaching call?
Coaching call.
Everyone jumps on?
Yep. Called Justin Time. Yep.
Okay.
It's great. He teaches about the market, teaches about what he's seen successful with our team, specific agents, what they're being successful. Sometimes he'll have guest speakers from, you know, out of state and what are they're seeing to be successful as well, because it's not their coaching is nationwide, not just Utah.
Okay. So they might be seeing different things in different markets. Okay. Very cool. Yeah. All right. That's rad because they are pretty big agents in the field. So, well, that's awesome that kind of, it's like it was like meant to be.
Totally.
You know, and I do have a big, like this podcast has been really cool because every agent gets to build their business the way that they want to build it. But there are a lot of common denominators with top agents, and you're like nailing a lot of them. It's like going into the office every single day, doing my prospecting calls, giving, contribution is one of them. And so getting the community involved and helping those families, that's huge. Mentoring, coaching, these are all like common denominators. And it's no surprise to me then that you are a top agent because you do all these things.
Right.
You know? So it's like, that's the secret sauce.
It is.
So, okay, very cool. And if you were to, what does like the future look like for you? Where do you see yourself? A year, 5 years, personal, business, both, whatever?
Totally. So I actually really like being an agent. So, you know, within probably the next 1 to 3, 4, 5 years, I still want to be an agent. I do have potential opportunities to get more into coaching. So that's something that I'm blessed with on my team is they absolutely support you on what you want to do. So if I want to get more into coaching, and they will help you, they'll support you on that. They'll put you into, you know, classes to work on your speech and to, you know, all that kind of stuff that you need to be successful at coaching. They will help you grow that.
Okay. Oh, that's rad. And okay, so being a real estate coach, and would you still be doing your own?
Yeah, I'm sure I'll still, you know, keep my SOI and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm have my license for a reason. I'll probably keep that active. Yeah.
Okay. Are you helping some of your past clients? Sorry, I'm like bouncing around.
No, that's totally fine. That's why we're here.
Are you helping some of your past clients with like investments, or is that kind of tough right now?
I would say it's tough for Utah. I mean, if you can go find an Airbnb somewhere in a place that's actually approved, sure. But in Utah, it's not super easy to come by. And if you can find a really good deal, then an investment could make sense. But right now, I'm not seeing a whole lot that make a whole lot of sense rent-wise. But I work with a team of investors as well that buy flips and holds and stuff like that. But
okay. And you fixed and flipped your father's home. Have you done more since then?
No, I haven't actually.
No.
Something that I eventually want to do. Just need to find the right house and the right margins.
Yeah, if like the deal's right.
Yep, and that's the tough one is most people have equity, so
Yeah.
it's kind of tough to do that. And I don't really want to, just agent wise, I don't want to cost somebody, tens of thousands of dollars to try and get a deal when they have the equity there. So I don't want to try to put a family that could use the money more than I could.
Okay, I understand.
And I do fine just on houses. So
Yeah, yeah. You're like, I'll stick to what I'm great at.
yeah, totally.
Okay, cool. And if you could talk to your, well, actually, okay, I want to ask one more question.
You're totally good.
Are you a goal setter?
To an extent.
To an extent?
Yeah.
Like, do you have numbers that you want to hit every month?
Totally.
Have you reverse engineered it
Yep.
to like how many conversations? Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a data tracking app.
I was like, daddy tracking.
Yeah, data tracking. Let's go. Hey. No, I have a data app that helps reverse engineer everything. So I actually know that I just need to meet 2 people to get it under contract.
Wow.
So all the way down to that, and then goes all the way up. So I have, it's all dialed in. You have your commission set, how much you're going to make on each deal. Each client that I've ever worked with, I have in that. So I knew what they were looking at. It's like a CRM within a CRM, but it's great. It's
cool.
Literally the best thing ever.
That's rad. And it's just an app on the phone, or is it something through your team?
So Brian Charlesworth is married to Spring, and he is in like the tech industry, and he created that app.
Oh,
Yep.
Sweet deal.
Yep.
All right. So kind of like lines it out for you, what you got to do.
Yeah, it lines it out. It's nationwide. My brokerage, anyone that's a part of my brokerage has access to that, and that's 90,000 agents across the world.
Wow. Okay. Well, that sounds cool. Okay. And so goal setting, yes, kind of. And then what would you go and tell your new agent self?
Yep. So kind of what I talked about a little bit at the very, very beginning is you need to plant the seeds and water the plant, and then it will grow.
About how long?
Totally.
You feel
you're
like?
totally good. And that's a tough one because everybody's situation is so different. I've had, one of my closings that I closed next week was one of the people on that list 4 years ago.
Wow.
So,
okay. And, well, I just really want to say thank you for joining us today. And if there's anything else you want to say before we end.
obviously I'm grateful to be here. This is the first time we've actually met.
Yeah.
I've heard great things about Novation. So, I'm just excited to be, I'm excited to be here. So
thank you.
Yep.
That was,
So
I was not expecting that.
Mostly just appreciative of allowing me to have some time to talk about my story.
Oh, well, thank you so much for sharing and being so vulnerable. And I want to, let's do two things. Let's, how can people find you and then your nonprofit?
Totally. So my Instagram is Darian Taylor 915. And obviously my Facebook is Darian Taylor. I have the same picture for both. So if you find it on the other, you'll find it on the other.
Okay.
And then my nonprofit is called Stallions Suicide Support. And you can find that on Instagram at that title or stallionsuicidesupport.org.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Darian. It's been a pleasure getting to know you.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please rate us, like us, and share this podcast with our real estate community. The Nova Show Real Estate Record, sharing raw stories of real estate, failures, lessons, wins, and successes. This is all from Novation Title, bringing a different experience into your world so that we can all uplift each other. Until next time.